Let me give you a piece of advice. We've all heard that, haven't we, from time to time? We've probably even said it a time or two. Hi, I'm Terry, coming to you from Beyond 70. Today, we're going to talk about this thing called advice. We take it, we give it. We've all heard stories of friends telling friends how to raise their kids when they don't have kids of their own. Our attitude about taking advice often depends on the attitude of the giver. So why should we take advice? Why do we have such a hard time with it? Some of us get defensive when somebody gives us advice. So why is that? I think it's often because we feel like we're being judged. In the end, I think it's our frame of mind and our relationship with the giver. And it's learning. We're never too old to learn. But would you take advice from a complete stranger? We do. We often do. We're here on YouTube, right? We're taking advice from strangers all the time in these tips and tricks videos. Most advice comes from wisdom. I heard once that you should never refuse a breath mint if it's offered to you. I always found that interesting. Well, so why is that? Do you have bad breath? Are they just being nice? Why question it? Take the mint. Remember when you hated getting advice from your parents? Some parents are good at it, some not so much. It's more of a passive-aggressive approach to making you feel bad about your transgressions. Other, more measured parents have a gentler approach just by asking questions, harmless questions, and interjecting suggestions along the way. It's important to consider the context of the advice before just outright rejecting it. That's the way we learn about the world around us, right? And if you're a person of faith, you're probably familiar with the book of Proverbs. And Proverbs 12:15 says, "The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man is he who listens to counsel." Or Proverbs 19:20 says, "Listen to advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom in the future." Those of us who can be a little bit more hard-headed should consider Proverbs 18:2. It says, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion." That's a great one. Of course, that's not to say we should take all of the advice we're given. We both know that could lead to disaster. Remember those three friends in school that had three completely different opinions on how you should live your life? I guess my point is this. These videos that I'm recording will probably often sound like advice, but I don't intend for them to be that way. Not really. You can watch them, ignore them, be influenced by them. That's completely up to you. Hopefully something I say or suggest could influence the way you think about your own opinions and maybe help you articulate your view better. For example, during Bible studies, I love hearing other people tell their view on some of the scriptures, things I'd never considered before. It's interesting. At the end of the day, it's really about the path that you're on and what makes you content. If you're closer to the end of that path than you are the beginning, hopefully you know you did your best and you made a difference. So what are your feelings about taking advice? Leave a comment below and just give me some ideas. Again, interesting things that I hadn't thought of before. Until next time, don't forget, you're never too old to learn.